like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity. And this is, we're going through the powerful video library. And so today we're going through the Crazy Dancing Man video. You watched it, obviously, and you obviously took notes. I mean, because this is the instruction. Watch it, take notes, share it with other people. Don't be lazy. Don't be a slop. This is, SLUP. Sloppy, lazy, undisciplined, and pathetic. So what did you guys all see when you watched this video? I love
Greatness.
that. Go ahead.
Greatness.
What do you mean?
A lot of strong courage.
From who?
From the leader and then the second person as well.
So what'd you notice about the leader?
He's not as scared of looking like an idiot.
Why?
Not sure.
Anybody know why? He might have been stoned. So Ken said he might have been stoned.
Or drunk.
Maybe
Drunk?
he would be a driver personality.
Stoned, drunk. Okay. You're gonna go ahead and see where people's minds are. Okay. I'm just saying see where people's minds are. So you gotta
Adam said driver personality.
You got to show up in the pre-show and the post. What really counts is what happens before and after. So, sorry, go ahead, Luke.
I said Adam said he thinks he was in a driver. Because he's a driver personality.
Right. I wouldn't disagree with that. Anybody else?
I think he's an expressive personality.
Ken thinks he's an expressive personality. Interesting, right?
You wouldn't disagree with that, would you?
He doesn't care what people think about him.
He doesn't care what, and that's expressive for sure. Like, that's what expressives are known for. I don't care. I don't care what people think about me. That's what they're known for.
Are you being sarcastic? Because I'm expressive and that doesn't really
You do
match up
care
with-
what people think about you?
I think so.
Right. Why is Ken laughing?
Because he's sleep deprived.
Okay. So, who else cares about what people think about him?
Amiable.
The amiable, nice. So the amiable seems to really care what people think about him. Holy cow. Big time. The expressive seems to me that they really care what people think about. What about the analytic?
Them as well. They care
Big
what
time.
people.
Holy cow. Holy cow. What about the driver?
He didn't care.
What's that?
He doesn't care.
Ken, would you, because I care a lot about what you're thinking, would you disagree with that?
No.
Okay.
You have a secondary of analytical, though.
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, we're talking about me. Like,
I don't-
okay.
I don't know. He's saying you care, so.
Like,
Paul heard the pronoun.
like it's really cool. Like Paul, his goal, like most people's goals are, his goal is kind of common to everybody's goal. They just want to know more about me. Like this is like if I was an expressive, I would understand why.
Don't
If
you?
I was an amiable, I'd understand why. If I was an analytic, for sure. Oh, holy cow, would I understand why he wants to know more about me. As a
Because
driver,
you're-
I'm not. Sorry, go ahead.
Because you're such an amazing person and you don't see
No.
that in yourself?
No,
Or
if I'm an analytic, it's not because I'm amazing, it's because I'm smart. Holy
Gotcha.
cow, am I smart? Man, I am smart and important. I'm not saying this is Vern Boersma's mindset. I'm not saying that at all. I mean, this is a public podcast, so obviously I'm not going to use names to go point things out that would seem inappropriate. So each of these three would think people are always talking about them. But the driver, I don't know. It's cute. It's cute to see my 3-year-old granddaughter, Micaiah, and all the kids are playing out in the property by the river, and everybody's playing. And what's Micaiah doing? She's walking around the property with an umbrella. All the other kids are connecting, but she's not. She's just in her own world. Grandpa loves that. Like, man, she doesn't need anybody. She just like, you know what? And what's weird about her and strange is that she's so sensitive. She can feel people's energy. Like she doesn't really need people. Like she's so independent, but she'll go to the person that needs a hug and love, and she will just give them this huge hug. Like, it's crazy how much she feels. Anyways, going back to the crazy dancing man, but yeah, like he's not doing it for attention. So some, thought he was on drugs. I don't know why they would think that, but some thought that he was drunk. Does anybody else have any other thoughts on what he was doing?
Expressing himself.
What's that?
Expressing himself.
Interesting. Okay.
Like he wasn't
He
doing
was
it for
listening
anybody.
to
He was,
music on his headphones.
What was that?
He was listening to music on his headphones.
Okay.
I don't think he was. There was music playing. Like the whole crowd was.
Right. I think so. Kenny, you were saying?
I don't think he was doing it for anybody but himself.
Right. So this connects back into Luke's question in the pre-show. I'm sure you all connected to that. I'm sure you're all thinking about that because you all care about Luke. See, this is why I think he was doing it. I think it connects back into Luke's question, which connects back into, Paul's question. Not.
So you think he was dancing to be closer to God?
Yep.
Maybe the
Okay.
same reason people go to church.
No, I don't think it. I think it's different there.
So this guy is more of a Christian than the people who go to church because he's not doing it for what other people think of him.
Right? Right? He's not doing it to go ahead. He's not doing it for the attention. He's doing what God created him to do, which was dance. Lily, my 7-year-old granddaughter, she was made to dance. Like I don't think she could have been more than 2 or 3 days old. And there was music, and all of a sudden her body just started to move. Like, she's 3 days old. And her body it's just like, wow, that girl's got some grooves. Like it's interesting to see young kids and how they respond to music. So yeah, he was doing what he was created to do. Like, I remember after my dad died, it's probably a few weeks after he died, and I was sitting at my desk, and a weird thought. I said, I wonder what Dad's doing right now. Like, he's dead. And it frustrated me, and I'm like, that's a weird thought. It comes out of nowhere. Like, it comes out of nowhere. And so I was at Coffee Connections, which is why you all should go to Coffee Connections, even if you got to make a 3.5-hour drive, once a month. Like Norman, I guess he's making, I don't know, a 9-hour drive So that kind of puts things in perspective. Anyways, and so I was at Coffee Connection, and there was this new guy there, Joe Reed, and he had said, like, the first time he met me, he's like, "You're a seer, Mark." I'm like, "What's a seer?" He's like, "You see things that other people don't see. You see past, present, and future. You see things that other people aren't seeing." I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." My mom was a seer. Like, she could see things that other people could not see. And then the next week he came and he says, "Mark, you're a Delta." I'm like, "What's a Delta?" I didn't do that because I had that analytic was there, so I didn't want to look stupid. I'm like, "What's a Delta mean to you?" Like, and he's like, "I could drop you anywhere in the world and everything around you would change." I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. Interesting." And then the third week is I came to him and I'm really frustrated. I'm like, I'm so frustrated. Like, I had this thought, like, what's my dad doing? And he didn't even pause, didn't even think it was reflex. He says, he's doing what he was created to do. And I'm like, then I really got frustrated. I'm like, man, am I frustrated? He's like, "What are you frustrated with?" I'm like, why do you have to die to do what you're supposed to do? Seems like doesn't seem like it makes sense to me. And then he said, kind of laughed, and then he said, "Mark, do you understand that you may be the only person on the planet that really knows precisely what you're to do?" Then I really no, I've never thought that. That's just stupid. That's impossible. There's 8 billion people on the planet. Like, that makes no sense at all. So yeah, this guy, he's just okay. So we could have okay, so we go through the leader. So what'd you guys see on the first follower? Really? The first follower is so cool. Like, did you guys not like the situation is cool, but what's even cooler is the what do you call it? The words, the guy who's speaking about, like, they put the words, they didn't create the words and then the video, and the guy put the words to the video, like the first follower, holy cow. Nothing?
The guy's maybe like, or the guy's insane, but in a good way.
What do you mean?
He also has a lot of courage, a lot of
Big time. Big time. Like, holy cow. Like, he has more courage than the first guy, the crazy dancing man. First follower has more at risk because the first guy has nothing at risk. He's fighting like a dead man. Remember, I was in an elevator going up to a big business appointment years ago. John Considine, he was like a 7th-degree black belt. And we're in the elevator and he's like, "Are you nervous?" I'm like, "Bro, yeah, a little bit." He's like, "Fight like a dead man." I'm like, and I understood. I'm like, okay, got it. So the leader, the first guy, the crazy dancing man, he's got nothing to lose because he doesn't expect anything. He doesn't care. But the first follower, he's far more at risk than the crazy dancing man. Nice. What else about the first follower?
The leader
Cautious.
or the first guy, he embraced him as an equal.
Right. So
Turned all the attention to him.
Right. So it's not about him. So he doesn't have ego. He's just doing what he was put on this planet to do, which was dance. Like that's what he's doing. He's not doing it for ego. He's not doing it for attention. But when the first follower comes, he gives that guy as much attention. Like he is now, it's not about the attention. It's not about the credit. Nice. What else about the first follower? It's just
Doesn't he
interesting.
encourage others to jump up too?
Does. Thank you. He starts like the first guy, he's out there, he's dead. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. But the first follower, he does care. So he starts inviting, like all of you guys do. You guys participate in this and you think throughout the week, who am I going to invite? Like, who am I going to invite to be on? I know you guys all do that. You just don't have any friends. I get it. Or you don't have any influence on any of your friends. Or you're afraid. What if they like somebody else more than me? I get it. I get it. I understand. Like, good to have you on, Melissa. Like, one of Melissa's ex-boyfriends, she ran into him and they were talking about a year after they broke up. And she went ahead and so he's talking and, you know, they're catching up or whatever. And then he's like, oh, how's your dad doing? She's like, good. He's like, I miss him so much. That's kind of interesting-ish. So the first follower, like he's inviting other people to join. And all of a sudden he joins. Now there's 4 to 6 people. What did you all notice about the first 5 or 6 people? None of you noticed this.
They dance together.
They did dance together. That I'm pretty sure you all noticed. There's something none of you noticed because you're not attentive. You're not aware. You're not paying attention. You're not looking, like you're not looking for the deep, like if you want deep relationships, it would make sense you have to have deep thoughts. I mean, I would think, like, how are you going to have deep relationships if you don't have deep thoughts, right? If you don't see things that are significant, are you going to go ahead and have deep relationships? I don't know. All 6 of them were men. None of them were women.
That crossed my mind, but I didn't say it.
Yeah, it doesn't count. If you don't say it, it doesn't count. You don't even want to bring it up because what it does is
Gotcha.
it reveals that you're a wuss. Like you don't want to take risk. You don't want to take risk. You want to wait in the background. Okay. You want to wait in the background. And then you don't want to take the risk, the social risk of being wrong or whatever. And then
Gotcha.
And then when the answer's told, you're like, look at me. I had the right answer. So you don't want to do that with me. Like you do not want to do that. I knew the answer, teacher. No, you do not. You do not. That just makes you look really weak. And we don't want to do that because you're a young male. And so, but if you share this with all the women, Luke, they'll like you.
Okay.
Why is that, Mark? Thanks for being so interactive, everybody, today. They'll like Luke because he's different than other guys because, so he's humiliated, he's humbled, he's made fun of, he's mocked, but it's okay. Like, it's fine. Like, it's not a big deal. And so women are looking for men like that. Like, he can laugh at himself. Like, it's like, huh, that's kind of true. But now they'll be paying attention the next time to make sure you don't do it again because they want you to learn. So then you go ahead and so then all of a sudden, and then once that's safe, then the women start to come in. And now there's a whole bunch. And one of the coolest things, like one of the coolest things that authenticizes, like, you know, even people who are cynics, like I'm pretty sure, like Ken, did you go ahead and say, I wonder if this is real? I don't think you did.
Is it real?
Did this really happen?
Okay.
See, and he's a cynic. He doesn't believe anything. Now, if I was out there dancing, then it would. If I was in that video at all, he'd be like, "This is." So, but he did. Why? Why did he not do it? There's something. There's something. The coolest thing at the end. Really?
Is that where everybody joins?
Well, everybody joins, but there's something at the end that lends to its authenticity. I can't believe, like, you guys didn't watch this. Like, it's like there's this girl. She's like, how did he do it? How did he do it? How did he do that? Like, and she's giggling and laughing. And so there's so much richness in this. And so the lesson is, you know, leadership is far overrated. So, Pete, I'm just saying, you said to me that you wanted at your dad's birthday party. I spent, you know, I don't know, a long time rather than playing volleyball. I made a sacrifice to talk to you. You wanted leadership. You said you wanted leadership. Do you? Do you really? And so, you know, so this is a video on leadership. And, you know, even if your brother is a terrible, like, leader, your youngest brother, like, I'm going to study him. And there's people that say I'm the best leader, you know, in the world, bar none. I mean, it doesn't go to my head. It's like, how many people do they know? What are they comparing it to? So this is interesting. I love these times. So, you know, so the next one, I believe, is going to be, I believe the next one's going to be the founder. This one's going to be fun. It's great. If you haven't watch the trailer video and then watch the movie. And then if you're a guy, watch it with a woman. It's the coolest thing because she will see things that you don't see. You'll see things that she doesn't see. Watch it with a woman and then have a conversation about it. If you have any questions on anything we covered today, feel free to connect with the individual invited you to participate in today's session, or you can call toll free 888-230-2300 outside the US, 630-393-9909. And always remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.